Snooker has had its fair share of emotional events, from greatest comebacks to hard-fought losses, and from tributing the dead to celebrating new life. Today we will see some of the most emotional moments of snooker history. Alex "Hurricane" Higgins, a fan favorite, won his second world snooker title in 1982. He went up against the talented Ray Reardon, known as the Welsh Wizard, winning a score of 18 frames to 15. Higgins sealed his victory with an impressive 135 breaks, cementing his status as one of snooker's greatest entertainers. This win was especially special for Higgins. It had been a decade since he had won his first world title at the age of 22, in the humble conditions of Saley Park's British Army. The long-awaited second title means the world to him. What made the 1982 win so unforgettable was Higgins' raw emotion. When she was presented with the trophy, she couldn't hold back the tears. The Irishman wept bitterly, overwhelmed with time, and then hugged his baby daughter. The action touched everyone who watched. There were no eyes in the house. Higgins' emotional response, coupled with his outstanding performance, made this victory one of the most memorable in snooker history. Ronnie O'Sullivan made history during the first round of the 1997 championship with an incredible achievement. Known as Rocket Ronnie, he achieved the first maximum 147 breaks of his career in just 5 minutes and 8 seconds. This lightning-fast performance set a new record, showcasing his extraordinary talent and earning him the title of the most exciting performer in modern snooker. At just 21 years old, O'Sullivan's 147th break was not just about speed, but also sheer brilliance. To put it in perspective, Cliff Thorburns' historic 147 break in 1983 took more than 3 times as long. O'Sullivan's rapid and flawless play left everyone in awe. But this was good enough, as he was knocked out in the next round and wouldn't win his first world title for another 4 years. That day in 1997 solidified O'Sullivan's reputation. Fans and fellow players were captivated by his skill and speed. His exit, though heartbreaking, helped him rule the snooker table for decades to come. Ronnie O'Sullivan almost broke down in tears during his last World Snooker Championship win. In 2022, he claimed his 7th title by defeating Judd Trump 18-13. But behind the scenes, the pressure nearly overwhelmed him. O'Sullivan, 48, had surged to a 12-5 lead, but lost his form after a mid-session break. Trump started to catch up, winning 5 of the next 6 frames. This left O'Sullivan feeling ill and wanting to quit, as he confided in his friend and sports psychiatrist, Steve Peters. O'Sullivan's suffering was visible in the dressing room, which Prime Video had recorded for his documentary, The Edge of Everything. He expressed his struggle, saying, "I hate this bit. I've gone from heavy leg, jelly leg to feeling tired. It's a horrible feeling. I'm questioning my technique. I feel ill with pressure. It's horrible. I feel like I want to cry." Despite feeling drained and scared, O'Sullivan held his nerve to equal Stephen Hendry's record for the most World Snooker Championship wins. His emotional turmoil made the victory even more poignant, showcasing not just his skill, but his immense determination and resilience. Ding Junhui made history by becoming the first player to win the Shanghai Masters twice. In an emotional match, he defeated Mark Selby 10-6 to regain the title on home soil. The win was especially sweet for Ding, as it came against the world #1 and reigning world champion. When the last frame ended, Ding couldn't help but shed tears. The crowd cheered, and Ding, brimming with moments, waved to his adoring fans. A solid break of 63 kept him victorious and held his nerve to a second title in Shanghai. The 10th anniversary of the Shanghai Masters was also special, with Ding winning. Chinese fans were happy to see their starfighter win, and Selby only managed 6 frames. When Ding spoke to fans after the game, his face lit up. Everyone in the theater felt the importance of his accomplishment. This victory was not just a personal victory for Ding, but a moment of pride for all of China. The rematch of the World Championship final ended in the best possible way for Ding and his supporters, creating memories that will last a lifetime. World champion Mark Williams couldn't believe his own comeback story. He thought his career was over 5 years ago and never expected to win the title again. But in an incredible turn of events, he held off John Higgins to win 16, securing his 3rd world title 15 years after his last triumph at the Crucible. In a moment of joy and tears, Williams showed up to his post-match news conference naked, keeping a promise he made earlier in the tournament. He confessed to BBC Sport, "I thought I was finished. The turnaround in the past 12 months is something I cannot work out." 12 months ago, Williams didn't think another title was possible. He hadn't won a ranking event since 2011 and didn't even qualify for the Crucible the previous year. He almost retired, but his wife Joanne convinced him to keep playing for their 3 young children. This season, he won the Northern Ireland Open and the German Masters, becoming the oldest world champion since Ray Reardon in 1978. This was one of the most enjoyable matches, and it was always going to be tough against John, Williams said. The occasion was brilliant, and the crowd got involved too. It was an emotional experience I didn't think I'd have again. Kyron Wilson broke down in tears as he reached his first World Snooker final after the most incredible and chaotic frame ever seen at the Crucible. The 28-year-old from Kettering finally defeated Anthony McGill 17-16 in an intense semi-final of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. The match came down to a 61-minute final frame decider, with Wilson securing his place in the final by potting the pink ball. Overwhelmed by emotion, Wilson admitted he struggled to keep himself together during the match. He praised McGill for his phenomenal performance, saying, "Anthony was absolutely phenomenal. Every frame, every shot, he was perfect." Wilson reflected on his journey to the final, acknowledging the mental toughness required to get there. He said, "It's a cruel game. I've dreamt of this moment, but I didn't want to get there like this." Despite the challenges, he maintained a positive outlook, appreciating the opportunity to compete in the World Championship during such challenging times globally. The semi-final was filled with tension and drama, with both players displaying incredible skill. Wilson described the experience as mad and acknowledged the role luck played in his victory. He remained determined and resilient, promising to give his best in the final. Mark Selby won the English Open with an emotional victory, his first in 20 months. He faced Luca Brecel in the final and won 9-6, becoming the only player to lift the Davis Trophy twice. The win was especially significant for Selby, who opened up about her mental health struggles earlier in the year. Selby got off to a strong start, leading 4-1, but Brecel fought back to tie the game at 4-4. Despite the pressure, Selby regained control with breaks of 51 and 61. Brecel responded with a 100 break to make it 6-5, but Selby won the next 2 frames, and Brecel had a chance for a big break, but missed a strong shot, allowing Selby to defend the win with an 87 break. After the match, Selby was visibly emotional as he thanked his wife, Vicky. He described what this victory meant to him, calling it his greatest achievement. "It's been the biggest challenge of my life," he said, reflecting on the journey since January. He credited Vicky for her unwavering support, saying, "I definitely wouldn't be standing here today without her." These were some of the most heartfelt moments in snooker. Do tell us in the comments about which moment you liked the best. Subscribe to our channel for more exciting adventures in sports.